Alright everyone, let's start off with the logical functions file. Open the logical functions file please. Everybody open the logical functions file please. Everybody over here. On the first sheet, control page up, page down. I think it's been a while we've not revised shortcuts, so let's just do that very quickly. Right. So, everyone, control spacebar, select column, shift spacebar, select a row. Control spacebar, control plus, control minus. So control plus and minus is add or delete. Control home will always take you to the cell A1. Control 1 is a format dialog box. Control arrow keys, quick navigation. Shift is highlight and control shift arrow keys is quick navigation along with highlighting the cells. Control BIU is bold, italics or underline. Control NOSP, new, open, save, print. Control CXV, copy, cut, paste, everybody knows that. Control Z, everybody uses, undo, but I've not seen many people using redo, that is control Y. So if I had to, suppose, make this one yellow, I'll do a control Y, control Y, control Y and a control Y. I don't see people using the redo so much. So control Z is undo, control Y is redo, start using that as well. It makes your work easier. Control shift and a hyphen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will give you all the formatting. Control shift hyphen is going to give the number as it is. Control shift 1 number with 2 decimal places and a comma separator, thousand separator. Control shift 2 time, 3 date, 4 is going to give you currency, 5 percentage and 6 is going to give you the exponential version, right? Then we've done alt functions today, alt ES, alt EST, alt ESV is value, alt EST is format, alt ESC is comment, add is D, I is divide, multiply M, subtract S, transpose E, paste link L. So you've done the alt ES functions as well. Control page up, page down, moving across sheets. Windows shortcut we had done. Windows E is Windows Explorer. Windows arrow up or down is maximize, minimize. Windows L will lock the computer. And this is very important, otherwise it's an internal control issue in your company. If you are leaving your computer, you're supposed to be locking your computer and then leaving your desk, because anybody might access the files that's there on the screen, right? Windows L is lock the computer. Windows D is show the desktop. Windows D would be to show the desktop. So we've done quite a few shortcuts, I believe, quite a bit. Alright, let's again get back. Alright, over here in the first sheet, logical functions file in the first sheet. So logical functions, now when you're looking at the if statement, it has a very typical way of writing the formula. You start the function with an equal to sign. Let me just, give me a second. You start writing the function with an equal to sign. You start typing the function if, and within brackets you put in the inputs. You have 3 inputs. The first input is your condition, comma. Your second input is value if true, comma. Your third input is value if false. I'm not writing the formula, I'm just writing the syntax. I'm just using the screen to write the syntax. So if this particular, so basically how the formula goes is, if this condition is true, if this condition is true, then I want this as the output, and if this condition is false, then I want this as the output. If this condition is true, I want this to be my output, and in case this condition is not true, then I want this output to be this to be the output. That is what an if statement stands for. If this condition is true, the answer is going to be this. Otherwise, the answer is going to be this. Everyone correct till here? Fine. So, I had to escape, otherwise it would have shown an error. I started with an equal to sign. Alright. Equals to. Now say for example, the marks of these students are given and we want to evaluate if the marks are less than equal to 50. Less than 50, it is a fail. If the marks are greater than equals to 50, it is a pass. So equals to sign, I start the formula. I start typing if the condition. The condition is is this marks, are these marks greater than equals to 50? You can do a less than also, it's up to you. Comma. First condition is over. If this condition is true, my answer should be pass. If you want to write a value, a number, you write it as it is. If you want the output to be a particular text, we call it a text string. In that case, you need to put it under inverted quotes. In that case, you need to put it under inverted commas. If this is true, then the answer is pass. Otherwise, the answer is fail. Inverted commas close. Since it's a single bracket, I don't need to close it personally. And Control Shift D. It's very simple. You can apply conditional formatting, highlight cell rules. Let's say text that contains pass, okay. Text that contains fail, green. You can do all these things. You change the mark to, let's say, 40. It automatically changes to fail. I think I took the wrong color combination for red and green anyways. So you can change the marks to 30, you can change the marks to 60, and your pass and fail will automatically change. The formula is very simple. If this condition is true, then the answer should be this. Otherwise, the answer should be this. If K12 is equal to 50, is greater than or equals to 50, then the answer should be pass. Otherwise, if this is not true, if it is not greater than or equals to 50, the answer should be fail. It's very simple. Condition, comma, value of true, comma, value of false. Right? And since it is a text, it needs to be in a double inverted commas over here. And K12 automatically becomes K13, K14, K15 because of relative reference. You understand that now? Is everyone comfortable? Quickly do this. Quickly try this, please. It's very simple. Everyone done till here? This is very simple. Everyone okay till here? Can we move forward? Alright. The next set of formula would be to provide a grade. Now say for example the score is below 50, we would need a grade of C. If the score is 50 to 75, we'd give a grade of B. And if the score is anywhere above 75, I think that's what, yeah. And if the score is above 75, we'll take it A. So A, B and C, three grades need to be provided. So if it's below 50, it's going to be a C, 50 to 75 is going to be a B, and 75 and above is going to be an A, right? So now equals to sign, if function, if the score is greater than 75, comma, the answer, the grade should be A, comma. But now the problem is that grade could be either B or C, and I have only one value of false to give. If the condition is true, if K12 is greater than 75, the answer is A and that's fine. But my problem is, if it is false, the answer could either be B or either be C. You are allowed to write one function inside the other. And we will write another if statement inside it. And one if statement inside the other is called a nested if. It's known as nested if. So now if, I need to press a function 2 again. Now if this score is less than 50, there could be multiple ways of doing it. If it is less than 50, the score is going to be C, otherwise it's going to be B. I'll explain this. You can write it in multiple ways. You have to manually close both the brackets because you have multiple brackets here. If K12, just read it with me, just be attentive on the screen, I'll leave it on the screen for you to practice. If K12, if the score is greater than 75, the answer will be A and Excel will not evaluate anything. If this condition is true, then answer is this. Otherwise, the answer is this. If you notice, this whole highlighted part is actually the third input. The whole of the highlighted section is actually the input over here. If this condition is true, then the answer is gonna be this. Otherwise, the answer is gonna be this. Is that comfortable? If this condition is true, if the score is greater than 75, your answer will be A and your Excel formula ends. Otherwise, if that is not true, that means the value is less than 75. Now, if the value is less than 50, the answer should be C. And otherwise, the answer should be B because it is not more than 75. Had it been more than 75, the answer would have been A and we would not have evaluated this section. So now we just need to check whether this value is greater than 50 or less than 50. If you wanted, you could have done if is K12 greater than 50, then answer is B, otherwise C. You could have taken it that way as well. There could be multiple ways in which you could write the same formula. Here we are taking if K12 is less than 50, the answer is C, otherwise it's going to be B. Is that clear? Is that correct? Everyone okay till here? So try this formula very quickly and then all you need to do is a control D. I had the conditional formatting done for this one for you. Quickly try this. And I think again the ABC are wrong color coded. A should be green and C should be in red generally. Anyways, try the formula quickly. Sorry? That's left. You can apply the conditional formatting the way you want. Comfortable till here, everyone? Can you move forward? Everybody, can we move ahead? Alright, moving on to the next sheet. Let's see, there's a question provided to you. Let's see, there is a question given over here. Alright, everyone. So everyone over here, let's type today's date. You know the today function, you can just simply get the date today. You have the today's date. You can just add the today's date over here, it's needed. Or rather, let me freeze it so that once the video students also get it, they don't have an issue. So let me freeze the date. So I've frozen the date over here. So let's assume that the date today is 14th of December 2017. Let's assume that the date today is 14th of December 2017. Now, the data that you have received over here is, just observe, I'll tell you what we are supposed to do. I'll give you time to try it first. So the data that you've received over here is, you have a few invoices over here. The due date of the invoices provided to you over here. Amount outstanding is given to you over here. So this invoice number was due on this date and for an amount of this much. This invoice was due on this date and for an amount of this much. So this is the amount, this was the billing date, this was the payable date, the date you were supposed to receive money, but you have not yet received money. What I want to do is, I want to get a total, I want to get a breakup for this 80,350 amount. The total amount over here is 80,350. I want to break up that out of this 8350, how much amount of money has been due over the last 30 days and how much amount of money has been due for more than 30 days. Because if the amount is more than 30 days due, that means we need to really call these people up, follow up and get the payment done. Because generally people do make a payment. On an average, I know that people make a payment delay of 30 days. So if it's more than 30 days delay, I need to do something about it. So I want you to segregate the 83,050 amount into 3 parts. So you can calculate the number of due dates, number of days overdue, because we can use calculations with date function. I want the amount up to 30 days come in this column and amount more than 30 days old in this column, and then we can simply get the totals done in this. So try using the formula, see how you can work it out, and let's see how do you go about it. But just make sure that you're freezing the function, the date today as 14th of December 2017 over here, and then you're doing the question. So we will assume, we'll not use the today's formula, we'll put 14/12/2017 as the date, so that once the video students also receive the same files, they don't have an issue. So that is the date today. Let's assume that is the date today. And now we will calculate the amount. I need the breakup of 8350 into 2 parts. As to what amount of this, what component of this 8350 has been due for only in the last 30 days and what has been overdue for more than that period. Try, I will do it. Alright, everyone, his question is how to freeze today's date. I typed today and I pressed enter. The date today came up over here. Control C, and on the same place, in the same place, Alt ESV, you have pasted the formula as a value on the same cell. So that's how you convert a function into value. You copy something and paste as it is on that. You would have converted the formula into a value, right? Now it would not be dependent on anything. If you copy the formula and on the formula itself you paste it as a value, your formula is gone. You can convert a formula into a constant value by doing so. Control C, Alt ESV in the same place. Control C and Alt ESV in the same place. Try this and I'll do the solution after it. Are we done? Anyone? Alright, let's try. So number of days overdue would be very simple. Everyone on the screen please. Number of days overdue would be very simple. Let me take today's date and freeze it minus the due date of invoice. Because if I do that, I get the number of days that it has been since the bill was overdue. Today's date, I'm assuming that today's date is 14th of December 2017. I'm assuming today's date is 14th of December 2017 and minus the invoice date. Since in every single line, I want to use the same today's date minus these invoice dates, the today's date needs to be frozen because I want the same today's date minus these invoice date. So this is telling you the number of days overdue. That is how long has the bill been overdue over the days. Is everyone comfortable? Using the if formula, it's going to be very, very simple. And that's the reason, because the date is represented as a number, I'm able to perform any kind of calculations on the dates as I feel like. Is everyone okay? Equals to if the number of days overdue is less than equals to 30, comma, then I want the amount to show over here. Otherwise, I will show 0 over here. If the number of days overdue is less than equals to 30, I want the amount to come over in this column. And if the number of days overdue is not less than equal to 30, let me give a 0 value. Let me get a 0 value over here and enter. Control T. So for all those days where the dates are less than equal to 30 is turning up over here. And if the number of days is not less than 30, in that case I'm getting a 0 over here. Is everyone comfortable? Again in the next sheet, equals to if the number of days is greater than 30. Please mind that you're not supposed to be writing 30 twice, equals to 30 in both the formulas. Because otherwise, whenever there is a 30-day overdue period, it will get double counted. So you cannot use less than equal to and greater than equal to 30 both. Because when you have 30 days, you will see 7,000 in both the columns. There will be a double counting. We wouldn't want that. If the number of days is greater than 30, then I want the amount over here. Otherwise, I want a 0 over here. So the values wherein the number of days is greater than 30 will get categorized over here. And then it's a simple alt equals to, you know that shortcut. Control R, fill the formula right. Control D, fill the formula down. Right? And you get the alt equals to summation done. So out of 80,350, 23,350 is less than 30 days old. And the remaining amount, 57,000, is more than 3 days old, more than 30 days old. So I need to really follow up with 57,000. Maybe the collection department is not doing the job in a decent manner. Aging schedule, debtors aging schedule and all. There are a lot of things to analyze after this. So we will look. So I've just taken a sample of 7-8 lines of data or so, but you would need the same effort, the same formula, even if there are 10,000 lines of data. And then we will do a lot of analysis with the data. We can have within 30 days, 30 to 60 days, 60 to 90 days. We'll create those kind of schedules and all. And check how the debtors are moving, how my collection is happening. So a lot of things can be analyzed over here. Right? So what we do is we take the number of days overdue. That is today's date minus the due date of invoice. Since the today's date is going to be constant, I need to freeze that. Then I use an if formula. If my number of days is less than equal to 30, then I want the amount in this column, otherwise 0. And in this one, if my number of days is greater than 30, then I want the amount in this column, otherwise 0. So if the number of days are less than equal to 30, it shows up over here. Otherwise, it shows up over here. And I get the answer over here. And I get the summation over here. Sorry. And I get the summation of the two over here. So that's the breakup for 80,350. I'm leaving this formula on the screen. Quickly, for those who have not yet tried, try it. I'll give you a couple of minutes and then we'll move forward. Alt equals to. Summation shortcut is alt equals to. Please make sure you're using the alt on the left of the space bar.
we have the next closest formula.
Sorry, yeah. Check the formula in the next column. Everyone done till here? Alright, let's move to the next sheet. If cell phone, just marketing related data over here. So let's check this sheet. Now over here in this question, the idea is that there was a survey done. I think it's an old survey. So iPhone 7s and Galaxy S7, there was a survey between these two phones over here. The survey was conducted in different areas. Based on the survey, the percentage of people who voted for iPhone 7s was this, and 36% people voted for Galaxy S7. And that was the verdict in all these areas for these two cell phones. Now, due to an error of survey, only the product that surpasses the other by a margin of more than 3% will be declared the winner. I'll just rectify the margin of error over here, 3. So basically the idea is that if suppose now there is a gap of more than 3% over here, so we can say that yes, iPhone 7s is the winner over here. The preference is quite high. But when you're looking at Canada, 38% people are preferring iPhone 7s and 36 Galaxy S7. Now I know it does not add up to 100% because the rest of them may not be using the phone, and there would be a can't say kind of an answer. Now when you have a 38% iPhone 7s and Galaxy S7 with 36%, there is no clear winner because it's just a margin of 2%, and there could be a lot of errors or biasness, or when you're doing sampling and service and all, there could be an issue. These lot of biases over there. So only if there is a difference of more than 3% would we say that yes, there is a particular winner. So over here there is no clear winner. Over here the gap is more than 3 and Galaxy S7 is the winner. Over here again Galaxy S7 is the winner. Over here iPhone 7s is the winner. Is that okay? So let's make a very simple if statement first, and then I will use the concatenate function and everything together, and I'll try to make it something a little more complicated but more interactive, if I can say so. So equals to if. Now when you're looking at this question, be a little attentive. Let me do it first, watch, understand, and then I'll give you time to do it. If, now either you can use 2, 3, 4 if statements inside the other and make it very complicated, or I can simply go for if the absolute value of this minus this, because see, it could be the other way around also. The margin of error could be this minus this or this minus this, but if I take the absolute value of this minus this is greater than the margin of error, and the margin of error is not going to change, so let me freeze it. If the difference between these two is more than 3, only then there should be a clear winner, otherwise not. Correct? Only if the difference between these two is more than 3, there should be a clear winner. Alright, if the difference is, rather I should start with less than, actually, it will be easier. If the difference is less than 3, no clear winner. Is that fine? If, just a moment, I'll not be able to do that, comma 0, just a second. If the absolute value of this minus this and this ka difference, if the absolute difference between these two, if the absolute value of the difference between these two is less than the margin of error, and the margin of error is frozen, in that case there is no clear winner. Correct? Everyone, I'm still in the formula, I just wanted to increase the space over here. Otherwise, there needs to be another if statement that will check is if this is greater than this, then the winner is iPhone 7s. Correct? Alright. Now when I copy paste the formula on the right side, I would not want the B8 to become C8, D8, E8 because iPhone 7s would be iPhone 7s. Correct. So I need to freeze this one. Otherwise, it is going to be this one as the winner. I'll repeat the whole thing, don't worry. Inside if statement close, outside if statement close, and enter. Control R. The formula is, if the absolute difference between these two values is less than 3, you can make it less than equal to as well, there is no clear winner. Otherwise, so if the absolute difference is less than 3, there will be no calculation, the answer will be no clear winner, Excel formula done. If this is not true, only then the Excel formula, that is the difference is more than 3, then the Excel formula goes to evaluate this part. This is the value if, this is a condition, comma value if true, comma value if false. Condition, comma value if true, comma value if false. So this inside if statement is the value if false part of the outside if statement. Everyone with me? If this is greater than this, then the clear winner is this one. Otherwise, this has to be the winner because anyways the margin of error is more than 3. Otherwise, it would have already evaluated this one and left the formula. If the difference would have been less than 3, this would have been the answer and Excel would not get to evaluate this part. Only because the margin is more than the difference is more than the margin of error, we evaluate this. Is everyone comfortable till here? And enter and Control Shift R. That's all you've done. Now try this quickly and then I will complicate this a little bit. Try this formula quickly. I'm leaving the formula on the screen. Try this quickly. Done till here? Everyone? Everybody okay till here? No? Freezes function 4, F4. Alright, everyone done? If the absolute difference between these two cells is less than the margin of error, and since the margin of error, the cell needs to be constant, therefore frozen, in that case there is no clear winner. Otherwise, if the margin of error, if the difference is more than the margin of error, we come to the value of false part. If this is greater than this, the answer is this, otherwise this. It's that simple. Now, everybody, I'll rewrite the formula. Everyone, even if you've not done on the screen, please, equals to if. Now, the output that I need is, the winner is, in US Coast, is iPhone 7s. I want this to be the output. The winner in US Coast is iPhone 7s. The winner in US others is iPhone 7s. The winner, there is no clear winner in Canada. So this is the kind of statement I'm looking at. Then how do we go about it? Equals to if. Be very attentive. I'll give you time. You will not be able to copy parallelly with me. So first of all, if absolute value of this minus this is greater than the margin of error, that is function 4, because the error won't change, the answer is concatenate there is no clear winner in space, inverted commas closed and comma, this, bracket close, concatenate, comma, otherwise, I'll repeat the whole thing, just pay attention. Otherwise, if concatenate the winner in inverted commas close comma here, inverted commas is, space is, comma, if this greater than this, comma, then answer is this, function 4, else the answer is this, function 4. Bracket close if, bracket close outside if, and I think I have not done, I have done something wrong.
Absolutely.
One second. Which freezing you're talking about? That's fine. All right, done. Guys.
भैया उसमें साइन उल्टा था भैया लेस देन ग्रेटर देन.
All right, now let's see this. So I'll repeat the formula. At least we've got the output. The winner in US Coast is iPhone 7s. The winner in a US other is iPhone 7s. There is no clear winner in Canada. The winner in Japan is Galaxy S7. You've automated the whole line. It's nothing great that you've done. You already know everything. If, now be very attentive, understand, and I'll give you time to do it, or probably homework to do it. If absolute value of this minus this, that's the difference between these two, is less than the margin of error, the answer I'm looking at is there is no clear winner in whatever location it is. This, if this condition is true, then the answer is this. Otherwise, the answer is this. If this condition is true, the answer is this. Otherwise, the answer is this. If the absolute difference is less than the margin of error, the answer is this. What is the answer? Concatenate, join the text, there is no clear winner in space, because I would want a space before the US coast appears. And this is C7. This will automatically change because the location is automatically changing. Otherwise, so if the absolute difference is less than the margin of error, the answer is there is no clear winner in C7 cell in this location. Otherwise, the answer would be, and why did I use concatenate first? I was actually typing if statement, but if I use the if statement and then concatenate, I would have had to use two if statement. I have had to use I would have had to use two concatenate statements. If this is true, then concatenate this. If this is true, then concatenate this. You're understanding? And I did not want to work so hard. So concatenate the winner in this location is, and then within the concatenate I've got the if statement, that is if this greater than this, the winner in this location is this, and if this is going to be less than this, then the answer of concatenate would be the winner in this location is B9, this. So within concatenate I've put in the if statement. So if this condition is true, the answer is this. Otherwise I want this to be the answer, and that answer is concatenate. Join the sentence, the winner in so and so location is so and so, and that so and so needs to be chosen based on an if statement. Enter, and you have all the output. Interesting? Alright, try this. I'll give you a couple of minutes over here. I'll give you a few minutes over here. Try this and then we'll move to the next part. Everyone done? Okay, take your time. Take your time, I'll repeat this. Are we done? Alright, I'll repeat it once more. It's interesting, so I would want you guys to do it. I'll repeat it once more. So what we are doing is, you'll not be able to copy the formula from mine. If the absolute difference in the value is less than the margin of error, that is over here, in that case, the answer should be, there is no clear winner in US coasts. So how do you create that? You create that by using a concatenate, there is no clear winner in, and using C7, so it automatically keeps shifting as you copy paste the formula in the next cells. If this condition is not true, then I want the answer to be, the winner in US coast is iPhone 7s. So how do I create a sentence like that? Using a concatenate that the winner in US coast is, and please remember the spaces and all in between, is, and now I will have to use an if statement to define whether it's going to be an iPhone 7s or it's going to be a Galaxy S7. That is, if this is greater than this, then the winner should be this, otherwise this, and that's what I'm getting from the if statement. The winner in US coast is either iPhone 7s or Galaxy S7. That is to be decided by the score, whichever is greater. So I'll give you a couple of minutes again, try this. Working?
यहाँ पे वैल्यू जो है ना हमारे को इसका वैल्यू ये वाला डालना
Yes, absolutely. The winner in US coast. So in के बाद space, there's a space after in, then US coast. Then there is another space. So there's a space before is and after is. Of course, you have to remember the spaces. Anyways, so this is this part. Practice 1 and 2 is based on these files. So try these two for the next day's session and we'll start from here. And or we'll cover on the next day. Right? So we'll keep it till here.